I'm in the kitchen making some potato salad. I get a email, and the email is in it, I'm so sorry, I haven't gotten back to you. We've been working with management. I love your voice. I love your talent. I would love for you to be a part of this or whatever. I get the next email. I didn't even look at the body of the email. All I saw was the NDA attached, and it said Usher.
Hey everybody, we're back with another episode of Too Skilled to Fail podcast, T Smith Experience. I'm your host, Tanisha Smith. Today I have Katrina on the show. Let me tell you, Katrina is somebody, she sees me all the time, but I see her. Let me say it right. I see her. I don't think she sees me all the time, but I am watching in awe of what she's doing out here in Las Vegas when she's standing on the stages and performing. I'm watching her online as she performs and she's traveling around the world. And I was very interested to hear her story. Instead of just getting her for coffee, I decided to have her on the show so she can talk about all of her travels, all of her experiences in the Las Vegas world, if you will.
Thank you so much for having me, Tanisha. I really appreciate it. It's an honor. It definitely is. Yeah. So
thank you so much. Yeah. I don't know if you saw how geeked I was when I saw you, because I had thought about you multiple times of like, let me ask her. But I always don't know if it's appropriate when we're out to ask you, and then timing.
I kind of felt that energy from you because I was like, is she nervous to ask me? But I'm like, yes, I
try not to disturb people. I mean, you're in work mode. You're coming off stage, or you're watching somebody else perform, you're out. And here's the thing, I treat everybody like they are a top tier celebrity. And I don't know if you're like, hi, thank you, please, thank you, excuse me, do you have a minute? So when I felt I had you in a smaller environment and you had just finished work, and I was like, wait, while I have you.
And I'm so chill. Like I know we'll get into this, but it's so much more I want to do. I don't look at myself like that. Like, I mean, I've done a lot, but I'm like, what's the next thing? What's the next thing? So, but I get it. I get it.
It's just and respectful. And not everybody wants. You get off stage, you rather go home. Like
Sometimes you do want to get up out of there, but yeah.
But here we are. You're out here in Las Vegas. How long have you been in Las Vegas?
So I've been in Vegas for actually 4 years this week. So it's my 4-year anniversary. It's been a journey, but I have, the way Vegas has embraced me has been incredible. Like, I've had a lot of opportunities that some people here that have been here for years haven't had. It's just, I've been so blessed, and to meet people and build these great relationships with people that have put me in positions and on stages that I can only dream of. It's been amazing. It feels like I've been here for a minute, but it literally is only just 4 years now. So
congratulations. I feel like I've been here a little bit longer. The 5 years, and it went by so fast. So I can only imagine it felt like it went by so fast, but you kept yourself busy. Did you come out here? Wait, let's go back to where you came from. Where you came from?
I'm from St. Louis. Okay. STL, Missouri. Baby, 314. Yeah, so I'm from St. Louis. Well, let me. So I was born in Jeff City, Missouri. That's the capital, Missouri. But most of my life, like my adolescence and stuff and teen, I spent in St. Louis. So I don't wanna leave Jeff City out, even though it's a small town. But yeah, so I've been living in St. Louis for I'm gonna tell my age, but it's okay. Over 30 years, and then I kind of started my singing, professionally there. I've been singing all my life. My mother was a singer. My father was a DJ, a musician. My grandmother was a singer. My aunt was a singer. They were both in bands. So I used to be like, 2 and 3 years old at their rehearsals and stuff. So I knew at a very early age that it's something that I wanted to do. Yeah. And I haven't stopped. I just came up in the church, most R&B singers per se. I just kind of realized, I'm like, why am I the one always getting the solos? Like, it just, so my mother, she kind of honed into that. And whenever there was like competitions in the city and talent shows and stuff, she would always put me in them, and I would win. Right. I hate saying it.
No, I know. Win the competitions. We're talking about it.
So it's something that the bug bit me, and it hasn't left since. So
that's so good. Yeah. So how long you started singing as a kid, or is this in church? Okay.
Yeah. So basically in church, and then professionally. So I was signed. I was in a 4-girl group in the 90s, like around the Escape and Destiny's Child era. The group name was called Fit and Image. It was 4 of us. And we were signed to D2 Entertainment, which is the label that the Lunatics started from, and Nelly and Pretty Willie. Now he goes by Willie Moore. You all probably know him if you're in the gospel sector. But yeah, we were all together. So it was kind of like the bad boy of St. Louis at the time. Darren and Dave Stith, they're twins. They created it. And so I came up in that era. So I was probably about 15 when I started singing professionally. And like typical girl groups, you know, the typical stuff happened. One got pregnant. The other one was, you know, focused on, she just wanted to go to college. She really wasn't trying to perform like that. And so we ended up breaking up. And I decided to go to school. Yeah, like the typical story.
It sounds like a behind the music, what is it called?
Yeah.
Real story.
Exactly, yeah. And so from then, I mean, I went to school. I always was in like the ensembles and the audition choirs and everything. My first tours were in college because every spring break we would go and travel the country to recruit other singers and people who wanted to major in music. So I got my experience touring then. And then after college, my introduction as I would say, solo artist per se, I won, and it's so funny because my friend is in my head. She always says this, even though it's been over 15 years ago, 20. In 2009, I won the McDonald's R&B Soul Search. And it was a competition that they did regionally and had different rounds and stuff. And I ended up winning that. And that kind of introduced me to people that were in the industry as far as background singing, and it put me out there more because I had articles written on me and interviews and stuff like that. So I was able to get my first background singing gig with Wendell B. His name was Wendell Brown. He's a Southern soul artist. He's passed away now, rest in peace, but he's a very popular Southern soul singer. We used to travel in the South a lot. So like basically the Chitlin circuit, you know? And so I pretty much everything now that I was, my foundation was that experience because I was with him for over 10 years. And I mean, with that, I was singing background for Selena Johnson. I was able to sing background for Christopher Williams. Ledisi at one time, I was contacted to do a show she did at the St. Louis Symphony Orchestra with the St. Louis Symphony Orchestra. I sang background for her, Kiki Wyatt, Tweet. So yeah, I did a lot in St. Louis, but things kind of slowed down. And trying to work up to Vegas, things kind of slowed down, and I ended up moving out to LA. I just took a leap of faith. Didn't work the first time.
Was it one of those stories where you took your last $500, $50 and went out? Okay.
Exactly. It was one of those stories. I didn't have much. I was just like, I'm finna jump and just go. Literally the Hollywood, like you said, I stayed off of Yucca in the middle of Hollywood. It ran parallel to Hollywood Boulevard. Hated it. But I thought that things were going to get popping real fast, and it didn't. So, you know, LA's expensive. So I had to go back home. Went back home. I'm like, I got to go back out. I thought I was going to prepare myself to go back out and have a little money under my belt the next time. Ended up going back out. Ended up having to move back home again. But that second time, I was able to kind of build relationships out there then. If I'm sure people listening like Alex Isley, Kenyon Dixon, Isa, a lot of those people who are pretty much like popping right now, we all came up together in LA at that time. And I always feel like if I was able to stay and I didn't have to go home, maybe I would be, you know, a little farther than I am now. But you know, it is what it is.
It probably was meant to be, though, for you to go back and forth. I think the connections that we meet along the way can bring us back, and it doesn't have to be right away. Is when it comes back around, are you ready for it when it comes back around? And so I truly believe that. Like, I love to make connections, and I don't know where I'm going to meet you again. I will meet you across the world, but for some reason, if I'm ever in Tanzania, something random like that, I'm looking for, and I need something, or vice versa, or you're out here, it seems to come back around. So making the right connections regardless. Each and every day, that's all I set myself up to do. A little bit about me. When I came to Vegas, my goal was to meet people, but on the level. I was already what I'm doing right now as far as networking, I was already doing in the Bay Area in California.
Okay.
So I had the connections to
Okay.
whether it been entertainment or something like that, just from my background, talking about a little bit on some of the shows. But I had some connections already. But here I was like, I want to make my own brand new connections. It's not through my family members or friends or something like that. I want to go out there and be bold and meet people and just be open to meet, the next, my next, running buddy or my next, whatever it is, and not have any agenda.
Yeah.
And whatever comes from it, let it be. And so far, it's been a lot of the networking right now to be bringing me to you to figure out, to find, people like you. It's just meeting somebody who introduced me to somebody.
That's
and then
really what it's all about.
Yeah, here we are connecting because I didn't know if I was going to start this show back up. I wasn't sure. And how I started the show originally was a TV show. It was going to be like on set.
Really? That's so dope.
TV, yeah.
I think because this is pretty much the only show that I know in Vegas that I've been able to learn more about some of the people that I've worked with and everything. So I'm glad that you,
That's what this is for. And I was telling you at first, this is what this show, and I say it all the time. Yeah. This show is for you. This show is for the artists. These are for the people who and their stories, and then for you. But then the stories that you tell is going to help somebody else, whether they're younger coming up or they're already in industry, and they're like, I wonder how did you make that connection? Or if they're saying, I moved to LA and I moved back and I moved to LA, and now they're wondering should they leave again? Because obviously you went back and forth from LA. Now we'll get back to you're now back at home where we left off in your story.
Yep.
Now you're back. Now you're here in Vegas for the first time 4 years ago. What propelled you to go from there to here?
So perfect segue. So I ended up going back home that second time and I got a corporate job. My degree is in communications, community relations. And so I ended up getting a corporate job at a very, very well-known company in the region. I worked for the energy company, just like NV Energy here. I worked for the energy company in my region. Loved my job. Loved cushy, great pay. I mean, it's a company that's very hard to get into. And I was there for 8 years. So COVID happened. We're going to fast forward to COVID. COVID happened. Of course, everybody started working from home. So the part of my job that I loved the most, which was I was kind of like the face of, our community, our contributions. Excuse me. And a lot of the events and stuff that I would go and represent the company ended. So the part that I loved the most just kind of died out. And I was able to work up a lot of vacation time because nobody was taking their vacation time at the time. And I was asked to go on tour overseas. And so I talked to my director and I told her, and she already knew that singing was my passion. And she was like, you got the time. You got the time. Shout out to Delori, matter of fact. We still talk to this day. But she was like, go. You got the time. Make sure your projects and stuff are done before you leave. And I went. So I went overseas. I was gone for almost a month and a half. Came back from tour, and it just hit me. I was just in Rome in a theater singing, and I knew that something was off. I just was like, my job is good. I'm not in no messed up relationship. I'm good. What is going on with me? And I figured it was just time for me to do something else. And so I spoke to my mother. My mother is a very practical person. And she'll be like, girl, you need to keep your job, retirement. She's that era, This time she was like, do it. So my mother gave me that green light. It was over with. So I came, I moved out. Now, just a little, my brother used to live in Vegas. So I already would come and visit. And
the regular city, the normal life versus the strip.
Exactly. Yeah. So I would come out and visit and kind of, get a feeling of the surroundings and stuff. And then I had another friend here that lived here that's in the music industry. He still is. And he was like, girl, if you come out here, I got you. Just come. You have the talent. I got you. And so I just took a leap of faith, came. Literally the day I landed, I was performing.
Yes. So what was your first stage?
My first gig was at the Shag Room.
Okay.
With Sky D Miles. Shout out to Sky. But yeah, she gave me my first, opportunity to
Virgin,
sing.
Right?
Yep, at the Virgin Hotel. Yes. And what's crazy, like you said earlier, full circle. Now me and Dre are there. We have a residency there.
Nice.
So it's just it's been, she gave me my first opportunity, and from then on, it's just been nonstop. It's been nonstop. And like I said before, I've been grateful for the opportunities and the relationships I built. So here I would say I really got my first major call. I mean, I've had major calls, but like superstar call.
That's what I was going to ask.
Yeah,
next.
I already
What
know.
was that?
I know it's so much.
I was like, so what was that? What was that stage? You were like, oh my gosh, what was that call like? What was that call like? And then who was it for?
Oh, so I was actually, as a matter of fact, I was at Sky's house, and two of my closest friends were there with me. We were it was a barbecue we were having, like a get together. I had sent my information. I saw a post that someone was looking for singers in Vegas. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to send my stuff. Hadn't heard nothing for weeks. So I completely forgot about it. I'm in the kitchen making some potato salad. I get a email. And the email is in it, I'm so sorry, I haven't gotten back to you. We've been working with management. This was the vocal contractor. We've been working with management or whatever. I love your voice. I love your talent. I would love for you to be a part of this or whatever. So I'm going to send you some emails after this and just respond to me and let me know you're down. So I was like, of course. So about, I would say 10 minutes after I sent the email that I was okay with doing it. And this particular vocal contractor is well known. I knew it was going to be legit. I get the next email. I didn't even look at the body of the email. All I saw was the NDA attached, and it said Usher.
Look at me. I got chills for you.
When I tell you, and my friends that were there, I that's all I saw. And I dropped my phone and I literally ran around. I was like, y'all, this and tears just rolled down my face. And they were like, what is going on? And so I threw my phone to my friend and he looked, he was like, oh my God. And everybody was just shocked that was there. Like, this is your big open door, you know. It was I will never forget that moment. Yeah. I will never forget it. And it was at the time when Usher had just did the Super Bowl. So it was like he was just at the top of his game at that time. And I was just, when God says he's going to do it,
he going to do it.
He didn't just knock the house down. I was like, wow. So
was this a tour? Was this just a performance?
It was for the Lovers and Friends Festival. Okay. If you remember that year, that was last year. I think that's the year that they canceled it.
Right, the year after they canceled it, Usher and Chris Brown were there at that one. On the same stage.
Yep. And there. So that was when like the thing with the choirs was becoming popular. So at the first, we couldn't talk about it. Of course, I signed an NDA at the time, but like at the first rehearsal we had, y'all. I had to really contain myself because a lot of the other background singers that were hired, I admired them. These are people that I've been following that same background for Lady Gaga, Rihanna, Beyonce, anyone you could think of that's on a major level. That was the epitome of background singers that I was in the room with. And then you look around and you're like, well, you're in the room too.
Absolutely.
You were chosen.
And you were chosen. So
yeah.
What does that do for you? What, feel for that? We don't want to do the imposter, like, shoot, they didn't, I don't know. I'm not on that level. They must have not read my resume. No, they heard your skills and talent and abilities. Yes. So they had you there.
Yes, it was crazy. And I had to kind of keep my composure because, of course, the other singers and stuff, they're used to it. You know what I mean? I was one of the new faces.
They were working, yeah.
And so I had to kind of keep my composure, and I'm in Usher's right there. You know what I mean? I'm like, oh my, I'm just in. But of course, I was ready for it. That's another thing I was ready for it. I knew how to handle myself. I knew how to be professional. I was prepared. I knew all the music. I was able to kind of like reel myself in and be like, it's work. It's work. Yeah, Usher's over there, the superstar that you grew up with, but you got to work.
Right.
So.
And that's what you were there for.
Yeah.
So you have made, you were already on tour when you were in back home.
Yes.
And so you had that experience and things like that. And then you've made some waves here. But I know you've also went on some other tours. You were overseas.
Yes. I've actually been.
Not so long ago.
Yeah. I actually just got back in the middle of January. And I've done that tour. I think this time was like my 6th time. And he's continued to call me. And that's another thing. Like just, it's not only about relationships, it's about you got to keep getting the call.
Absolutely.
When you get called back, that says something. And so yeah, we Italy, Belgium, France, the Netherlands, Germany, Austria, Estonia, it's not the Czech Republic anymore, but Slovakia, pretty much all of Europe I've been on many like historical theaters. It's always an amazing experience to be able to go and touch the people, and it's gospel. It's a gospel tour, a gospel production. So that even adds more to it because you're really, really, spreading his word and everything. Yeah. And I go every year. Yeah. Every year you ask me, I'm gone.
Yes, absolutely. And you sing, you have such a range that you sing a little bit you probably sing everything. Yeah. Sing a little bit of everything and can mix with any group or any groove that you need to be into that. And that's what people need, people who can be flexible, and for you to be ready to jump up and be ready to go. I can only imagine there'd be some people like, wait, I'm about to go on tour for 2 months. Well, so here's one of the things my dad said. He was touring. My stepdad was which is, like I said, I've been around on the music side, but he was touring back in the day in the Chitlin circuit. The Chitlin circuit, for real. He was touring, like he said, the best thing, I probably said it once on the show, he said the best thing about, when you get off tour is if you have a woman to come home to. He said, because you leave essentially everything. For a hope and a dream that is going to work to where when you come back, you hope you have a woman. In this case, he said woman. In my mind, as an independent woman, your own home when you come back home to. But he said you just hoped back then you had somebody to come home to. Yeah. Because you got off the road and you really didn't know what's next, right? Because you do drop. If you are right now, you said you have a residency right now over in Virgin. Yep. So you're there now. Yeah. How many months is that going to be? Can they hold that position for you? That's with any other job. Are they going to be able to hold that position for you for as long as you're going to be gone on tour? Hopefully you are, again, because of your relationship. Yes. If not, it's coming back home as you are in Austria or wherever you are in the world. You are planning for that. I'll be back on this date. I'll be available. So you're constantly working in the background. Yes, ma'am. Without a manager, a tour person to make sure your next gig is booked. Or I said without, but do you have management that actually books you gigs, or are you doing everything?
I do everything myself. Okay. Yeah, I actually pray for me to get on that level. See, here I go. I do it myself. I do it myself. Yeah. So I have to do all of that, making sure I stay in contact, and I'm letting people know I'll be back on this date. Yes. I'll be able to do this. Because, tour money does run out. It does run out. So especially if you're also paying bills while you're gone as well. And that's something also, like being in the industry and doing this, you have to learn, like the financial part of it. That's a whole nother subject. When you're not like working out for someone, you're pretty much working for yourself. You're an entrepreneur. It's a business. So you have to make sure that you learning how to save while you're on tour and not spending the money. When you get back, you only have a certain amount, and you're like, man, where did all this money been gone for 2 months? Where's my money? I've done that before. Right. So like that, having that experience, and even just, just doing this full time period, not just touring, but that's been a lesson that I've had to learn. Even doing your taxes and stuff like that. Like, it's a whole nother ball game when you're trying to do this full time.
And then if you're paying somebody else when you're booking gigs, because that's a whole nother thing. Where now you're a manager, you're booking gigs too. Just I'm learning from each and every guest who come on the show who talk about the experiences by way of you saying, like, whether I had to learn how to, the budget. I had to learn how to manage people. I had to learn making sure to pay everybody else. I had to learn to have a backup to the backup. Yes. As well. Just what are you looking to do? Because you touch on all those things, and I don't know, but does it feel like it's one of those things where I'm just doing this until I get to this?
It's like, I think with doing this, you have to kind of be multifaceted, especially in this day and age, because music, okay, for instance, I know we'll probably get to this, but I just put out a single. We'll get to it. Streams ain't nothing. You get like a penny off of, so it's like that. You have to like put yourself in other, like I said, be multifaceted, to do other things and use what gifts you have to that can possibly, get you more income. So I know for me, I'm always thinking of the next thing. I'm always like, okay, you did this, now what? Even if after I get off stage and a gig is done, I've learned the music, I did the gig, I'm like, okay. You get home and you're like, okay, what am I doing next? What do I need to so I'm always, I think, doing this, and especially if it's the only thing that you do, you always have to like be creative and think of things that multiple streams of income.
Absolutely.
For sure.
And that's how starting my own business, I'm the same thing. I started my own business and it was great. And I rode on that for a while and I was like, no, hold on. Remember when it wasn't this good, your client flow wasn't like this, you had to pick up stuff. So don't wait until you get to that position again where you don't have any other things. And so for me, I'm just basically picking up other things to go along the way to keep me going. But also it's about passion too. So doing things that you're most passionate about. I mean, I feel like you writing music and there's also a book in there. So we'll talk about we'll talk about this. You writing music and talk about getting your own tour. Like, what does that look like for Katrina to be on tour?
And that's a good question. That's a good question. Because I've never really thought about myself being on tour. I always think about me singing background for people. And what's interesting is since I moved to Vegas, I've been pushed to the forefront. I didn't used to, like, when I was in St. Louis, I was the background singer. Like, I really didn't. So it's interesting that there's things that I've done here that I've been kind of like, people are like, you don't need to be, even though that's background singing. I actually love background singing more than I do being up front. Even though I could do both, I love the camaraderie and the harmonies and stuff like that. But being out here, I've been, kind of pushed to just, people call me and they want me to sing. Right. And so I've never really thought about Katrina Reece in lights like
there
that.
I see the name in lights. Yes.
But maybe I'll start thinking about it. Start thinking about it.
Well, I mean, either way, if you're not thinking about it, somebody else is already thinking about it.
Come on. Like,
again, that should be a testimony to you and about you. I want to see you. Yeah. Not in the back. It's great. It's great in the background. But not that a background. I think that's a great position to be in on the background side, to be able to bring that harmony to somebody else, to be able to kind of uplift and do something else. But if you have the strength and capabilities to do it on your own, so be it. And again, no one's going to let you sit in the background. Either way, if you're in the background, someone's gonna still toss you that mic.
Like, you right about that one. Yeah, Vegas ain't let me hide. Yes. Vegas has not let me. I have not been able to hide at all.
No. So, you were closing out. Look, the last time you were at Blue Martini was the last night. You closing out clubs and everything to say goodbye to the clubs and everything. So I think that's another testimony. Let's have. And that place was packed.
It was packed that night. That's another thing. Like my relationship, we call him King Young. I'm sure some of the viewers know who I'm talking about. He's put me on many stages. I
think he's paying everyone who comes on this show.
But that's how
name drop him.
Man,
because his name keeps getting dropped on this show. Which if you guys remember, he's been on the show as well. But his name keeps on getting dropped on the show. But it is that I just can't even. Yes, he's the connector.
He is the connector. He is, to me, I feel like Ken has touched a lot of people's careers here. He was probably like, I probably wasn't even here for maybe my first time singing at Blue Martini. I was maybe here for 3 months. And to for him to believe in getting up on a stage like that, that's legendary like that, just for, the local Vegas, I was like, really? And even people here, like, who was this girl, Katrina?
Yes.
Like,
Did he toss you? I wonder if I was there that night. So every Sunday I was going to the shows. That was my outing on Sundays. Now my Sundays are dry.
Yeah, that's how I met you.
It's dry. Yeah, I'm wondering if you were in the crowd and he tossed you the mic when you first came out.
He did.
Okay, so I was there.
Yep.
So whenever that, 4 years ago?
That was 4 years ago.
I was there because I remember looking over. I was like, okay, who is she? And the hair.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, because I went through the same hair. I was in the same phases.
I think I've seen.
I shaved it all off 4 years ago and had it blonde. So I love it so much.
I love it too. I used to be a weave girl. I still am, but I'm just in this phase right now.
I love it.
But thank you.
And to be able to see that, so it was. How did he know though prior to that you were singing?
So one of my friends that I told you I used to come out and visit, he introduced me to him.
Okay.
And he took me there that night and was like,
he
did one of those moments.
Okay.
My friend did one of those things. And he gave me the mic in my head, because I knew that it was a lot of people in the room. I used to go to the Blue Martini when I would visit. Mm-hmm. The Blue Martini is known all over the country for, if you want to have neo soul, R&B in Vegas,
stay on a Sunday.
Go to Blue Martini. That's what it was. And so I dreamed of like being on that stage. And so he came over to me, and in my head I was like, girl, you better sing.
Do you remember what you sung?
Like they were playing Ain't Nobody.
Okay. Yes.
And I started singing, and he looked at me and he was like, oh, come here. So he brought me up to the front, and I just he just said, just go.
Right. He walked
and
off.
it was it was like, just take it away. Mm-hmm. And so from that moment on, it was on. Like people would call him and ask him recommendations for background singers or different gigs, and he would always, refer me. Right. Like Anne Marshall, I was referred to her through him. A lot of different opportunities through him, and he's definitely one of the ones I have to pay homage to. Right. For introducing me in our relationship. Right. So, yeah.
He definitely is someone they talk about putting him, he's on the map. He is definitely that person on the map. He's definitely that person to reach out to and connect with. And I would say he is that epitome of that for other people in the world.
Yeah,
there's a Ken Young in every aspect for different people.
Yes.
And for people to kind of seek that out. But you have to be able to have that professionalism. You have to be somebody that someone will want to refer.
Yes.
I can't stress that enough. I really can't stress that enough. And
you hit the nail on the head.
99% of it's because of my background, my work background, that I kind of think about that to make sure you show up in such a way that someone is going to keep you in mind.
Yes.
And then also be ready. If someone's going to, and this is, if someone's going to toss you the mic in singing, if someone is going to present an opportunity in any other industry, I don't care what industry it is. If you fly planes, do you want to fly, usher? Do you want to be the pilot? Be ready.
Yeah.
Be ready. Be ready for whatever opportunity comes your way. Because you being out here, you could have been timid. You could have been like, I'm going to just come and watch.
Yeah.
No, I don't want to take the floor, and I don't want to take all, the stage, or here, let me just sing a couple of bars and
I've seen people do that. I've seen people do that when they're given the platform and they're like, no. Mm-hmm. But I think at that point, like I said, I already had my stint in LA twice.
And you was like, I'm not going home.
I'm not doing that. I'm not going back home. Right. I'm coming out here with the fire lit. Like, let's go. I want to do this full time. It's like, if I want to get a corporate job, don't get me wrong. Like I said, I love my job, and I respect, people who are in, but I want to live my dream. I want to be able to do this full time. And if I want to do this full time, you better be ready. Right. You better be ready when you call. And I think that's what led up to calls like with Usher and stuff like that, because it's like you have to be able to walk in a room and be like, okay, snap out of it. You're here with them too. Don't you obviously have already, or if you're not ready, get ready, because So,
don't show it though.
Don't show it. Don't go in that bathroom.
Right?
Yeah,
pull it together.
Yes,
pull it together and come out and show up. And sometimes we have to be our own. What is that? The advocate.
Yes,
on the shoulder, and just to be able to, like, you got this. Whatever the devil's saying on the other shoulder, you got this.
Yep.
Here we go. This is what we're gonna do. We're gonna show up and we're gonna do everything, and just again. Be on time.
Be on time. In everything. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Be on time. Look, be on time and prepared.
Yep.
Because it's serious. But I can say though too, that's the differentiator. Said that word fast 3 times. Between those who want to do this professionally, those are just good at it and just like it, and it's for fun.
There you go.
Because if you really want to do, I mean, you may want to do it, but you just don't know how to switch gears. But if you look around the room, you saw what professionalism looked like. You saw and you also probably saw the professional people that suck too. I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah, there are some. Yeah, it's some seeds in there.
Yeah, we all see those, like, I mean, not professional meaning great at what they do.
Yeah,
get in there, but they suck as a person. That's what I meant. So
being drama all the time, your name and everything,
excuses and problems, and we have to do this as if it's their show. This is not your show. I learned that in fashion. A lot of times with fashion shows, I was helping putting on fashion shows in my 20s. I'm dating myself because it was a long time ago. But I'm dating myself. But in my 20s, I was helping with fashion shows and being a part of it. And then I trying to threw my hat in and had my kids doing it. So I was a part of it a lot. But you always had these divas and divos.
Look.
Every single time, like there's always one.
It's always one or two. It's always
and
one
I'm
or
like,
two.
what is we talked about this, and so my job was to go in there and be that face for everyone. Here's what we are going to do. Here's what we're not going to do. Here's what I need you to do. If you don't like the fashion that you're put in, this show might not be for you, because you go and you put the outfit on. This is the outfit. I'm not saying you have to wear something to expose yourself. You're like, I don't think that suits me.
Right.
I've had. Can I wear that one? I feel like this one will be better for me. Listen, the designer picked you for this outfit. Again, unless it's something that makes you feel exposed, and which is, I would never set somebody up like that. But I try to teach people, let me tell you, if you really want to do this and you really want to do this, I mean, you can stand your ground, but next.
You hit that's another point. Even like in music, you could be the best. I've seen it. You could be the best singer. You could have the best body. I'm just going the best look, because in the end you got. But if your attitude sucks, or you don't come prepared, or you're not on time, or just you're not really easy to get along with, people will not call you. Yeah. They will not call you. I see it happen all the time. Sometimes just go in the room and just be quiet. Like don't. I mean, especially if you're singing you're there. I would say in a background singing position is even more so. You're just but you're a supporting vocalist. You're there to support.
Right.
So, I've seen it to where it could be a background singer that's been hired, and they're just, well, can we do this? Well, can I, giving be quiet.
Ask them what they need.
Yeah.
Deliver.
Yes. Yeah.
Ask them for their need and, deliver. Unless you can't deliver, and therefore you probably wasn't the right person for the job.
Yeah, exactly. There we go.
But we've had. So I want to get into talking about your music because I know your passion. You told me. You said it already. I get it. However, again, you are now working on your own music. This is your first debut album.
Yeah, this is my first. I'm gonna be putting out an EP. I'm not gonna put no time on it.
Okay,
that's how we. I'm not gonna put the time on it. But I just released my first single for the EP. It's called Secretly.
Congratulations.
Thank you. And yeah, it's my first, I would say as an adult, my first single that I've done, and very monumental for me, because the studio it's crazy, because I'm so used to performing live. The studio is a whole different ball game. And it could be the other way for some people. Some people, I love the studio. I don't like the studio.
Okay.
You really have to, I'm beginning to, I would say, because you got to be on it. The mic picks up everything. So it's almost like I'm training all over again, like vocal training all over again, and kind of finding my sound.
So
you really do.
Yeah, if you're singing outside, you really don't know what the audience. And we just experienced that where we had at a House of Blues where someone went out in the field. I mean, out in the audience to see what it sounded like. You hear yourself, but you can't really hear yourself.
Yes.
Now, when you're in a headset, like if we were to do our headsets today, I'm hearing the pitch and everything like that. God, hopefully I'm not screaming in this mic.
Yeah, I hope I'm good too.
But
it's a little close, but
we're a little close. But you're really now hearing yourself. So when they say train yourself to hear yourself, and sometimes you work with those with the earpieces. Yeah,
in-ears.
The in-ears.
I love them. I used to, and that comes also with kind of being in the studio too. I love in-ears. I would rather have in-ears now and we use in-ears on tour. Or even like the Shag Room, we use in-ears. More like on a I would say professional stage, you're gonna use in-ears.
It's and what do you hear? Listen, I'm gonna ask because I don't know.
Yeah,
everyone's like, girl,
some people don't. Yeah,
I'm not a singer, so I don't know. So
some
when you're in there,
know.
you're hearing yourself or the music or the music.
So that's the thing about in-ears. When in-ears, you could choose what you want to hear.
Okay.
So that's the beauty of it, because I can say I don't want any bass in my ear. I don't want any keys in my ear, or I just want to hear the
They can be
alto.
like, yes.
Yeah,
So you can vibe on which.
Yep.
Okay.
Or I just want to hear myself, and you could just you could put in your ears what you want to hear, because it's the difference in the monitors. It's everybody has to sound check with the monitor, but with in ears, it's just. And the thing is, with in ears, if you don't have any in ears, and it's the stage volume is you can't hear anything.
No. Yeah.
So you really, I love them. I love them. I love them. Yeah.
Oh, that's good. Well, listen, that is good. So you recorded. So tell me about the music. Tell me about the song you wrote. What was the reason behind the song? And then what did it come from? Yeah. What did it come from? Tell me.
So the song is called Secretly. So it's about a relationship. It doesn't even necessarily have to be, it could be a friendship or not a particular situation or person, I would say. But I was inspired by one of my friends' relationships, and she was in a relationship with somebody who treated her so well. I mean, like a queen, the best she's ever been treated, but she couldn't express it. She couldn't.
She had to keep him a secret.
She had to keep him a secret just because he didn't, want people to know. Not that he was dealing with another situation, but it's like he just kind of like a laid back, kind of low key and everything like that. And she went into the situation knowing that. So yeah. So it's about, and it could be about, I even, hopefully people don't get offended, but even like, relationships when it's same sex and you can't come out, or, and this person is treating you very well, and, you have a family that will, disapprove of that, or, interracial couple. It's
it's the secret.
Yeah.
The secret relationship.
Yeah.
Whatever the relationship may be.
Whatever the relationship may be. Yes. And I think a lot of people now are dealing with it's the situationship era.
Yeah.
Let me get on. It is. It's a situationship era. So, you believe it or not, a lot of people was like, "Yes, I'm loving it." So yeah.
If I may, I'd love to be able to put a little snippet in here.
Of course,
let everybody.
I can't see my life without you, even though I know it will never be what I dreamed it would be. Only in my dreams. Ever loved. You show me the queen in me. Anything that's the ironies no one will ever know. Because I love you secretly, discreetly, my heart, my love, my baby, my baby, yeah.
Hear a little something on what you're doing, and then also saying get those pennies up. Like you said, get the pennies together to where I know obviously you probably have it on all streaming platforms and things like that. Was this your first time? So you said you booked your own gigs and things like that. Did you have to do everything? You have a label behind you, or did you do all the distribution yourself?
I did everything myself. Yeah, I did everything myself.
Yeah. Or did you have at least someone to tell you what to do?
Another Dre Woods, that's my boy. He's already had music out there, I'm sure.
Okay.
And so he kind of gave me some tidbits and kind of coached me through it. Yeah, I mean, it's once you do it, it's like, oh, that's it.
Right. It's not. When I get over, it's not rocket science. And for everything I try to do, I'm like, oh, it's not rocket science. They wanted to charge me how much for that?
Yes.
And this is or they were charging me that much, and this is all you had to do. Once I get a taste of it, and I think that's a personality thing, though. So not everybody wants a taste of it.
True.
Some people will be like, I don't care how much it costs.
Yes, just do it.
You do it.
Yep.
I don't want to do it. But then when I see how simple certain things are, the reason why I don't do a lot of things is because I'm intimidated. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't want to mess it up. I don't want to miss a step. But once I open up myself, and I think that's important, we need to know what's going on.
Yes.
Like, you don't want somebody else to do all your stuff for you, and then all of a sudden you need to do it one day. You like, well, what do I do?
Where do I start?
What's the login? Let's start there.
Yes.
Wait, the login is, hold on, what do we set up? And how do we change it? No, you don't want to do that. And I did that for my website. I don't want to have to redesign and design my website, but I do have access to be able to do it if I need to.
Yes.
all those things to
Yes.
make sure it's at the tip of my fingers. If I have a thought and at 5 o'clock in the morning, I don't have to wait for somebody else to do
You
it,
could
or
do
something
it.
breaks. I can
Yep.
fix it really quickly, even though I'm
Yeah.
gonna talk to my designer the next day, developer, and be like, wait, hold on.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's a problem. And so that's really important. So you're getting your
Yeah.
own music out, and that's just distribution. And you
Yes.
plan on touring with this.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're going to manifest. Yes.
The touring. Okay.
I do want to everybody's been asking me, because I think it is time. I do want to do a concert here. I haven't done like my own concert here. And I think it's time. I think I've had enough time where I've done some things here, and I think it's time for me to do something on my own. So that's coming. That's in the works.
What type of venue?
I want it to be like intimate, not just intimate, because some of those other rooms are intimidating right now. I don't know though. That's the thing. You can limit yourself, or you might have people outside waiting to get, you
Okay.
just don't know. But just an intimate type of room. Not anything too big.
Combination of
but
your own music, and then you're going to be doing.
yeah, definitely my own
covers?
music and covers too. Yeah.
Okay. And what's
Yeah.
the genre?
Yeah, genre would be R&B, of
Okay.
course. Yeah, R&B and some dance music in there, but mostly R&B. And then I want to have horns. I want to have violins. I want to have like a small like mini orchestra.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You see what we're doing? We are manifesting this for her.
Yes.
I don't know if she sees what I'm trying to do, but I want us to talk about what we want to do. Like, get it out of us.
Yeah.
Anything you want to, like, what do I want to do? What does it look like?
Yeah.
How will it sound? And the more we say it, the more you say it.
Yeah.
The more it
and
will
I can
come
go back to this
together.
and be like, Tanisha, remember
Yeah,
we had that?
talked about it. Here it is. Well,
Yeah.
and me too. I can go back and just rewind and do a
Yeah.
recap. My
Yeah.
goal would be able to take this a year from now, whatever the time may be, and be able to say, Katrina, look at you. I just hope you remember me. I mean, the little people right here.
Don't be doing that.
I hope you remember me for everything I do, everything I have going on, because I would like to be able to do that, be able to say,
Yeah. Be like, look what happened.
That is dope.
Yeah. And I think I've been talking with a few friends of mine, and everybody's like, just call me. I'm, and people are staying on me. Like, when we gonna do this? When we gonna put this together? So
Right.
I have and that's another thing. Like, I just, like my relationships here, it is so many people are willing to do things, even like for free for me and stuff like that. Just don't worry about it. I got you. Like, I've been so grateful to have relationships, like, and it's so important to have that. I've been so blessed
Yeah,
to have relationships like that.
I don't think you are shy of,
Yeah.
not having a good list, a big, great list of people who are musicians.
Yeah.
You talked about violin, you talked about this. Take your pick.
Yeah.
Or Paul Ken Young. But
Right, exactly.
take your pick.
He probably gonna be
You
like,
know
they
that.
silly.
Take your pick, and you can have a full band,
Yeah.
twice over if you wanted to, and whatever you
Yeah.
would like to do. I think what I'm finding, and I'm going to tell you this from doing this for a year now. I'm happy to say we've done it. It's been over a year now.
Dope.
So we've been doing this over a year, and putting it together and saying, I'm just going to do it. I'm going to just do it. I'm not going to ask questions. I'm not going to keep on, stopping and worrying about making sure to have the perfect lighting, like this shadow here.
It looks good.
I'm not worried about that no more. Like, I was worried about it. I was like, I got to get one more light first before. We are doing it. So what I've learned over the last year is the opportunities that people kind of, that have come about because they know somebody. People
Yep.
are looking for those opportunities.
Yes.
Everyone is looking. So somebody's looking for Katrina Reece. They're looking for you to put a show on at whatever.
Yeah.
Whether it's small venue, large venue, they're waiting for that opportunity to be able to showcase their stuff, because that could be another opportunity. And we do that for somebody else. Right? If they know, if they're doing the right thing, you show up to stuff. And here's the thing, someone tossing your mic, you didn't get paid for it. That's an opportunity for you to be in another room and with spaces of people who are going to be able to be like, oh, I remember her. Like,
Oh, see yeah. Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm. So
That's a good way to look at it.
Yeah, they're waiting for you to do that. So
Yeah.
you're going to give somebody an opportunity.
Another opportunity. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. This is
Man.
opportunity. I want people to be an opportunist here.
Yeah.
Like, take the
yeah.
opportunity to kind of share your things. Okay, so we have the music, and we
Yes,
have a
yes.
book, and to me, from what I saw on social media, it came out back to back, the same day, same time. I was like, wait, what's going on?
Yeah,
is the book? Is it a audio of the book?
Yes.
Is it and then I saw a follow up and you're like, wait, I'm doing the audio, you guys. I'll have that out. I follow you. I'm just letting you know I follow you. I paid attention.
I
pay attention.
I love it.
So I was kind of figuring out, I was like, okay, wait, is this the audio? Oh, wait, she got music and she got at the same time. So you dropped her in the same dates.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, because I dropped my single on the 13th of February and then pretty much yesterday. So I dropped my book a week ago. And then this is so let me tell you the backstory behind this. So what happened was I was promoing the book and people went and looked for it themselves. So I was saying available soon. And then I started getting messages with the screenshot of people. It was already out there, but I was going to wait to do like a full launch until the audiobook was processed. But people went on their own and found the book. They want a physical book. Yeah, and found the book. So I kind of had to explain because I started getting more messages. So I went on social media and I was like, hey, you could go ahead and purchase a book. But I was waiting to do the full launch until the audiobook was processed. It took forever. But the audiobook was processed yesterday morning.
Congratulations.
So I was able to, put it all the way out there. But yeah, I knew this is kind of what I wanted to do. I wanted to kind of do it close together. So I'm kind of building up to that concert.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
you have the content and keep on doing stuff like this. I mean, putting yourself out there, whether it's on stage and things like that. I'm manifesting to be a speaker at Essence.
Come on, and you will.
I want to. I want to get out there. I want to be a host or some kind of thing on Essence. Yes. So I just put it out there. I just keep on putting it out there. I keep on manifesting, whether it's me writing a book, whether it's me showing up somewhere and being a part of some volunteering to something. I'm still doing that. I don't do it as much. Because when I was younger, I was volunteering for everything. Like I said,
that's dope, though.
That whole fashion show stuff, I did that until I was like, no more. Okay.
Like
I done that. I done that. Now I'm just babysitting. And I'm not doing that no more. But we keep on putting ourselves out there and putting the stuff out there. So the fact that you put your book out there and you have people purchasing your book, they didn't need the audio book. They just needed, you put something out there, I got it, I want it, and we gonna get it. So I gotta get that book, but you gotta sign it for me.
Okay,
so
I will.
I'm gonna say that. I gotta get that book and you gotta sign it for me because I'm big on having the books from the people who are on the show and being able to kind of talk about it and get even deeper and more background story of you. I mean, you shared a lot.
Yeah.
But we want to get some more information out of you. So with your book, if you can share with the audience where they can find your book, where they can find your music, and you in general.
All
and
right.
Your camera is right
there. So you can find me on all social media outlets at Katrina Reece. That's Katrina Reece. So that's on everything at Katrina Reece everywhere. On Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. And my music is on all music outlets. So Apple Music, Spotify, YouTube, Pandora, iHeart Media, or I guess iHeart Radio, I'm sorry, the app, everywhere. It's everywhere. And my book you can get on Amazon for Kindle and Apple Books, actually today, iTunes, and I think that's it. Yeah.
Have you held a physical copy of your book yet?
I don't have a physical copy yet because it's actually an ebook. So I'm gonna convert it to paperback. I am. That's gonna take a little bit more change, but we gonna get there. But you could go to Amazon and download the book. If you don't have a Kindle, that's fine. A lot of people ask that question. You don't have to have an actual physical Kindle. You could just download the Kindle app on your phone or tablet or laptop, and you'll be able to get it there. Okay. Also with the audiobook, same thing. Audible, if you already have a membership, it'll be free to you. And you can also just go directly to on iTunes as well to get the audiobook. So,
what do you want people most to get out of reading your book?
So the actual book is 30 days of reflections from a creative's heart. That's the subtitle. And it's basically just inspiration. Kind of what we've been talking about today. Situations that I've been in, whether it be with family members, family dynamics, relationships, myself, just day by day, things that I've conquered or things that I'm still working on, just so you don't feel like you're by yourself. I'm not, and I always say this, even in the audiobook in the introduction, I'm not an expert. I'm not a psychologist, a therapist. I'm not none of that. I'm just somebody that is writing my reflections down. And I've always been someone who journals. So I just took some of my old journals and I took, items out of my journals and then things that have happened recently and just kind of put it together and was like, you know what, I'm gonna put this out. I've always wanted to do it though. It's been something that I wanted to do since I was a teen. So to be able to finally just have the time to do it and put it out, that's been monumental as well. So yeah, it's just, I want people to be able to, I guess, see themselves in the stories that I tell, and like, man, she's not the only one, I'm not the only one going through that. So yeah.
And plus, they get, again, behind the person that you are on stage, behind everything else. Your close friends may know a lot about you, or maybe even the ones who were close long time ago, but now you are new. You're kind of a new release or lease on life here in Las Vegas, so they'll get a little hint of where you've been. Yeah.
It's called Between the Lights and the Lesson. So it's basically, and I made sure a creative's heart was in there because I do talk about, how a lot of us that are performers deal with so much that people don't know. Like someone might have passed away, or you're going through a very hard breakup or divorce, and you got to go on stage and you got to lift other people up. But as soon as you come off stage, here comes real life again. So just being able to deal with being sick and still having to perform, or, just things like that.
Right,
so,
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially when you don't have a whole, vacation plan, PTO you stocked up and things like that. You gotta go. You gotta keep showing up and things like that. Yeah. You talked about, so I do also want to make sure people know, they know how to get to the book, they know how to get to your music. You directly, how do they get to you directly? But then also want to say, are you looking at doing music videos with your music? So that's a question I thought about while you were saying
that's another good question. I think that I am with this next song. So I got another single that's coming out soon, y'all. It's a summer feel good song. So I think that I'm going to do it with this next single.
Okay.
I'm not going to get too much into it, but yeah, cuz it's like that, riding on the strip in the convertible with my girls type of vibe. So I think on this next one, I think I'm going to do some visuals and stuff. Yeah.
Okay. So there you go. If you need somebody to drive, I got you, girl.
Okay. Look at me. I'm gonna hold you to that too.
I've always been an opportunist here. I'm trying to find that opportunity.
Yeah.
But I want you to tell everybody how they can get to you directly. Okay. So that was your music. Is it all so your Instagram or however they should follow you?
Yeah. So
or book you.
Yeah. Yes.
And or.
Yes. So okay. Man, she's amazing. So you can get to me directly. You can email me. My email is katrina.reece.d@gmail.com. That's booking. Everything can go there. And you can definitely DM me on social media. So like I said, you can find me under Katrina Reece on every outlet with a C, not an S, not like the candy bar or the cups. It's with the C. But yeah, just DM me or, email me. I definitely answer. So it'll be me.
She's a real person, y'all. All right. Without further ado, I want to say thank you for coming on to the show.
Thank you.
You are always welcome back. As we grow to this show, I would love to see that progress and kind of updates. There'll be a whole nother, I don't know if that's a series in itself or whatever. It'd just be like those updates. And so however we do that, whether they're on spot while you are performing or something like that, we can figure that out. But just finding ways to be creative, to take the show to another level, to be able to highlight you is what I would love to be able to have you on board to do.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for having me. This is monumental as well. That's my word for the day. Monumental.
There you go. Yeah. You got word for the day. I have word for the year. Just focus on that one. You got a daily word, so that's good. Yeah. All right. Well, thank you so much. I want to thank you all for watching. Again, Katrina Reece has been able to grace this show, and I'm so happy that she's been able to share her story. You guys follow her actual book and more of her story on the book with all the updates that she gave you from Amazon to be able to figure that out. Reach out to her and just let her know that you saw this show as well. And please feel free to follow us, subscribe, and share this with somebody that you think is as dope as Katrina Reece. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, guys.